Welcome everybody, this is Apocalypse Doc, your doctor in the apocalypse, and we are back with another Unreal Engine 5.0 tutorial. There's been a request out to make the tutorials in third person. There's not much difference between the first and third person as far as the interaction system and the stats system that we've been working on. However, I will show how to implement those systems in the third person character in this video. So let's get started. So I'm back in the YouTube tutorial project. All right, and I'm going to have to add that content because since it's just the first person, I'm going to go to add a feature or content pack, click that, and I'm going to go to third person and click add to project. And just wait for that to import. All right, and we're good. Okay, so I'm going to mark this with a new color. It's just easier for me. Third person versus where my first person is. Okay, so I can kind of see those. That's where my first person blueprint is. Let's open up that first person character, okay? And then let's go back to the third person character and open that up. And here we are. So all we need to do is to basically copy the code from the first person character. However, we'll be using a different camera and the distance for the interaction trace is going to be longer, okay? So let's figure out how to do that. So let's type input action. Oops. Interact. There we go. All right. And remember, this is the input system in 5.0. Unreal Engine 5.1 is different and has rendered this obsolete, okay, or deprecated. All right. And then remember, we're doing a line trace, okay, by channel, the visibility channel. So let's do that. Make sure we ignore self. Let's draw our debug. And then we're going to use the third person character's camera. And I automatically know I'm going to want this raised up a little. So let me take the camera, select the camera boom. And I'm actually going to increase this to 20. Probably 30 because it's usually too short. And I usually like it offset to the right a little. So that's in the Y direction. Okay, there we go. Compile and save. That might be good enough. And I'm sure the target arm length is too long, so I'm gonna change that to 300. And maybe raise the camera a little more, or raise the boom a little more. Okay, so let's go to that third person map and open that up. And we're going to have to make sure when we use this map, we want this third person game mode. Yep, and it's already selected. Perfect. So let's make sure that it's working. Let's go ahead and push play. Okay, and we spawned in as the third person character. Perfect. Whee! Okay. Let's finish this interact system. All right, so we're gonna start with the follow camera. That's where we want our line trace to come from. So get world location. Okay. And then remember, we're gonna want this line trace, it's gonna be going forward from the follow camera. So get forward vector. And then times, we're going to change this little pin to a float. And we're probably going to want it to go out longer than 500 in the first person. So let's try 1,000 for now. It might be too long, but we can always change it later. And the start location will be wherever the camera is. And the end location is just going to be the sum of these vectors, okay? There we go. Perfect. Compile and save. Awesome. And remember, we want to make sure that there's a hit, and we want to make sure that the actor we hit is implementing the interact interface that we created. Remember this interact interface, okay? So we're going to break this hit, grab the hit actor, drag that pin out, and type does implement interface. Select that. For the interface, we're going to choose our interact, okay? So we want to make sure there's a hit, so type in and Boolean. Okay, and then connect this pin. We want these two things to be true. Compile and save. And if that's true, we want to call the interact function of the actor that we hit. All right? So let's drag off the hit actor again and type interact. Connect the true pin. And our interactor, remember, is the actor interacting with this hit actor, and that's the third person character in this case. So let's drag from there and get a reference to self. Compile and save. And that should work beautifully, okay? Let's push play, push F, and there's our trace. See? There it goes. All right, perfect. So now we should probably drag our item. Remember, we created an item that we can interact with. Let's drag that into the world. Oh gosh, I forgot how big it was. Okay, perfect. Let's shrink this a little. Details, scroll up, make it about half size. All right. There we go. Save that map. So when we interact with this actor, what's going to happen? What is the implementation of the interact function on this item? What's going to happen is it's going to print its name and say interacted with. Cool. And then it's going to destroy the actor. And remember, we set that up to simulate if we had an add to inventory function right here. If that was successful, we'd want to destroy the actor in the world. So let's see if that works. There's our line trace. Let's interact with this guy. Bam. And it disappears. And in the top left, you saw the print string. So that's how you implement the interaction system on the third person character. Okay. Thank you for joining me for this short tutorial. In the next component of the interaction system, we're going to figure out how to open a door using this interact function. All right. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like the video. It really helps me in the algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more content. Thank you so much and have a good day.